Hey, what's up? How's it going? UFC 284, Makhachev versus Volkanovski. Well, let's see. I really thought I was going to bet on Islam Makhachev. I even said it as soon as Islam Makhachev tapped out Charles Oliveira. I was like, I'm going to bet $100 on Islam Makhachev, no matter what. Like, he will win. It doesn't matter who he's going to be up against, is how I felt about Islam Makhachev. And I still kind of feel like that just a bit. But after learning the odds, I decided to change my bet when it comes to the main event for number 284. So let's start with my first bet on the light heavyweight bout between Jimmy Crute versus Alonzo Menifield. I decided that Alonzo Menifield is going to be the winner, and this is the night of the underdog. Alonzo Menifield is the underdog in this first main card bout, the light heavyweight bout, and I will bet $10 on Alonzo Menifield to win against Jimmy Crute. When it comes to the second match on our title card, we got the heavyweight bout between Justin TAFA versus Parker Porter. I bet on Parker Porter before, didn't really work out before. It's night of the underdog, though. UFC 284 is night of the underdog. Parker Porter is the underdog. I'm betting $10 on Parker Porter. And when it comes to the welterweight bout, the third match bout of the night, we got Jack Della Maddalena versus Randy Brown. Now, I'm surprised here that Randy Brown is such a big underdog like he is, plus 255, but it will be exciting when he wins against Jack Della Maddalena. I hope we will see in Night of the Underdog, UFC 284. So I bet $10 on Randy Brown. Now, when it comes to the co-main event on UFC 284, we got Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett is your plus 140 underdog. I'm going to have to bet on our underdog, Josh Emmett, to win the featherweight interim title bout. Good luck to Josh Emmett to win. Now, when it comes to the main event, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, with a winning streak of 20 or something on the line, whatever it is, something crazy like that. Both fighters are unstoppable, unbelievable. When it comes to Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, because of the betting odds, I decided to bet on Alexander Volkanovski, which is insane because after I watched the Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira fight, I said Islam Makhachev is definitely going to win against his next opponent. Well, Alexander Volkanovski, before I bet on him to win against Chang Sung Jung, and he did. And Chang Sung, or whatever his name was, he was such a underdog that night that it surprises me how big of an underdog they make Alexander Volkanovski on February 11th. And using that idea that maybe Alexander Volkanovski isn't as far behind as the betting community actually says, I'm going to bet on Alexander Volkanovski. So I put $60 on Alexander Volkanovski to win the lightweight title bout, which would be cool. He would be a double champion like Conor McGregor was, and like this time he would be like a real double champion holding two official titles instead of like a secondary, like interim or whatever it is, things like that. So it will be an interesting answer no matter what happens, right? Like the answer will show itself on February 11th. Alexander Volkanovski can win, and Islam Makhachev, everybody thinks that he's going to win for sure. And I don't doubt either fighter's skills. I think both are awesome fighters, and my hat off to them. And like I said, the last time I watched Islam Makhachev, I was like, I'm going to bet $100 on him. But if you bet $100 on him, you only make back 125, almost putting the risk up, almost as not worth it. But I just feel like Alexander Volkanovski is cast way too much of an underdog in this fight to pass up as a bet to win. I believe that every 5 times, let's say they were to fight 5 times in a fucking row, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Let's say they're to fight 5 times in a row. I believe that Islam Makhachev would probably win 3 out of those 5 times in a row. And I'm believing that this February 11th, Saturday night, Alexander Volkanovski can win, and it can be 2 of those 5 times. You know, like it's one of those two. Is how I'm feeling. But that's just the hard bets like that, because you want to see somebody succeed like that. And I watched that little documentary they had on Alexander Volkanovski a little bit. A couple of them are online right now, and it's kind of neat watching him back home training for this guy. And I'm just the way he's training, and you see like his real day-to-day life and stuff like that. Like it makes you want to root for the guy. So I guess my heart is rooting for Alexander Volkanovski in a way, even though, hey, Islam Makhachev's cool. And at the same time, like a friend told me before, his mind was on Islam Makhachev winning, and I'm on board. I'm on board. I understand what he means. So good luck to Alexander Volkanovski, and those are my bets for UFC 284. I'm excited to see what happens. Hopefully I can buy the pay-per-view. Pay-per-view prices have went up. Hopefully I can buy the pay-per-view. Maybe I can stream my live reaction, and if not, there's always next time. But everybody take care. Thanks for listening. Respect.